Good morning. Welcome back to Market Day Report. I'm Tony St. James. Glad you're spending your Monday with us to start the week. We've got Tommy Grisafi waiting in the wings. We'll get to him in just a moment. First off, we're trading now. Markets are open. Let's see how corn is moving the needle. Actually to the positive side this morning. March at 442 3/4. That's up 3/4 of a penny. And look at the December contract, and we look at the December because that's next year's new crop. So decisions being made right now based upon 440 a bushel, penny higher. What about soybeans? Front month January 3.5 higher at 991 3/4. Roll out to May, and that's where we find the $10 again, 10.06 3/4. Penny and a quarter higher. Quickly through soy meal, that continues to move higher. Brian Hoops explaining some of that about 30 minutes ago. And soy oil contracts are moving lower this morning. Now to the wheat market. It was lower across the board on Friday, but the March contract for Chicago, 4.25 higher at 556.5. New crop is July. It's 573. It's higher. Hard red, July, 578.25. It's a nickel higher. And in Minneapolis, the March contract at 602.25 is up 3 3/4 cents. Cotton market is trying to move higher. That with crude oil starting to retreat just a bit. Remember, crude is a competitor in a roundabout way with cotton because of man-made fibers. December cotton, 70.91, up 42. Well, we teased it. Tommy Grisafi's with Nesvick Trading. Tommy, welcome to the show this morning. What are you watching?
I have my quote board up, and again, I'm watching Bitcoin. That's the most exciting thing around. It's probably not what everyone wants to hear is a show that focuses on commodities and livestock and grains, but it's the truth. It's what's being pushed in the headlines. We're looking for a Santa Claus rally. That'd be nice, but I don't know if it'll happen. We've had one of those already. So what we do need to know is today's going to feel like a normal day, and as we start to go throughout the week, people are starting to pack things up, get ready for travel. We'll gear down for Christmas holiday. Professional traders, risk managers are really winding out things for the year end. Farmers are meeting with accountants and tax preparers to wonder where they are for tax reasons, and the stock market's the little engine that could. It just keeps moving on and moving on. I would love to see some excitement, but I don't know my idea of excitement, what that means for a grower, right? They want it to go up. Excitement for someone who trades or is active in the markets could just be volatility. But in general, we'll see probably a little lower volatility. The inner trade, you could see, corn be up 3 and then all of a sudden be up 6 and say, how did it do that? Who's there to take the other side? The natural seller, the farmer, is probably done for now unless we get a basis push, the spreads tighten, or those futures move up. So sad to report, but happy if you're long Bitcoin. All eyes on that new financial instrument. Back to you, my friend.
Yep, and both gold and silver moving higher. They're following their year-over-year trade, which again, year-to-date, gold is up 28%, silver up 28.1. We'll take a break, come back and talk livestock futures. The Tommy Grisafi Market Day Report continues in a moment. So it was interesting last week. I think we mentioned this about 30 minutes ago, but the Ag Center reporting really what happened with the cash trade last week. Again, opening up early in the week, Monday and Tuesday, with 191 and buying nearly everything that was available in the South. And then turning around, going to the North, and no one would take 191, so they had to run it up to 193 to 196. And those in the South who had given up at 191, a little upset. So as we go into this week, probably will not see bids of 191 get it done. May have to go to 193, maybe even 194, but we'll watch that throughout the week, working towards a shorter kill week next week. All right, live cattle futures this morning have opened in positive territory. December at 193.67. Okay, so where are we on the cash trade? 193 to 196. So look at that December. trying to follow along. 192.30 on the February. It's up 30 cents now. For the feeder market, feeders, have been up 15.4% year to date. January at 258.27, up 62, and $1 higher on March, April, and May contracts. And over to the hog market, it's been up 1% week over week, 5% month over month, and year to date, 23% higher, led by February, 85.72 up 12, June now 101.52 up 60. Tommy Grisafi's with Nesvick Trading. Tommy, what are you watching there?
Talking to folks who deal in cattle, this market is just one of the greatest bull markets ever. Of course, we have that reminder from last year when we had that vicious pullback. Folks are being defensive. They're cautiously optimistic. I wouldn't want someone out in cattle country to get too comfortable. When you look at the amount of dollars it takes to fill that barn or shelter full of cattle, there's an incredible amount of risk out there. And you have choices. You can do futures, options, LRP. You got to give someone a call and say, I have X amount of cattle out there. I want this to be my floor. And hopefully the weather stays good for folks out there. I know it's starting to get cold, but we don't want to go from warm to cold and back to warm. We don't want those conditions to get sloppy. So yes, it did warm up for a few days. Folks would rather really have the temperatures below freezing. Just keep those pen conditions clean. With that, we do have the Christmas holiday coming up, and folks are consuming a ton of stuff going to the store. All those groceries that we'll be using during Christmas will be purchased in the next week. Back to you, my friend.
Well, again, we'll continue to watch all those things that you've talked about. Not to forget what's going on over in the equity side. Dow 7 straight losing sessions and opened lower in trade this morning. Tommy Grisafi is with Nesvick Trading. Tommy, we'll see you back here on Thursday morning.